Hey, it's good morning.
Yeah, it is good morning. Not the great. Yesterday was a beautiful day.
Oh, it's unbelievable. We finally had one in April, spring day. It would have been a great day to be at the ballpark.
Yeah.
Last night we had Little League practice. I know Gov was at practice last night. A lot of fresh air for the kids, for the adults. And then today, not so much.
Yeah, I didn't take as much advantage as I should. I thought I was going to go, hit golf balls, but I went downtown to say hello to Dwayne Casey and thank him for coming on yesterday, Troy Weaver for their media availability, and then I did go home and walk around the neighborhood a couple times. I did, as you know, work out at the Big Planet Fitness facility here at the station before I left. And then, watch the Tigers. That wasn't much fun. That was my.
It was fun for a little while.
Yeah, but then by the time I got home.
Oh, okay.
By the time I got home, it was.
I'm telling you, you're the jinx. You follow everybody around at the Masters, and they can't putt. Then you turn the Tigers on, and you know what? Tyler Alexander's pitching well. All of a sudden, they fall apart in the sixth inning, and I should have known. That's when Mike Stone turned his TV on.
You should have. You should have known. Actually, it was driving home from downtown when the Red Sox tied the game with J.D. Martinez.
Yes.
Double down the line. Which I was listening, and Dan Dickerson, I want to ask you, we have A.J. Hinch on at 8 o'clock. I want to ask him about that. Well, they challenged, and you very rarely challenge a ball, whether it's fair or foul, once it's past the umpire.
Yeah.
But Dan Dickerson made a great point. Why, with all the technology that we have, why can't they put a camera in the foul pole?
Yes.
Because the view that they showed, it was very difficult to tell. There was one angle at the end where Dan said, it probably was a foul ball, but maybe not enough to overturn.
Yeah.
Because of the glare of the angle, you couldn't tell.
Yeah. I was listening at the same time, and he was talking about just hollow out a little piece of that foul pole. Put one right in there. You'd never even know what was there.
Exactly.
But honestly, you could put an actual camera halfway up the foul pole and just use that angle right down the line on both sides to be 100% accurate.
It's like a football. Sometimes it's amazing to me that they don't use the pylon cam for everything.
Right.
Or even, all the first down measurements.
There is a USFL thing.
I know.
Did you
No
hear about
chains.
that? Well, no chains, but also they're contemplating at some point this year using a ball, and I don't know how they would do this, that would, when it crosses the goal line, any part of it lights up.
Tough to know. I was just thinking it's the son of Birmingham, Alabama, where all the games are going to be played.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. But I agree. The camera, and this is coming from, if you're going to have replay, you would want the most common sense angles.
Yes.
I am not a proponent of replay.
I know.
You're going to miss things. It's the way it all evens out, in my opinion, in the end. It all comes out in the wash. But if you're going to have it, or do it, have one in the, on the face of the second deck that is looking down the line on either side.
Yeah, that would make sense.
It makes sense too.
Exactly.
You do have a zoom angle.
Yes. Nonetheless, the Tigers do lose to the Red Sox 5-3. You're feeling pretty good when they had a 3-0 lead. Torque got off the schneid with his first hit. It was a double, not a resounding double, but it was still a double, and that's good for him. He probably feels a hell of a lot better now. He, like I said, got off the schneid. You mentioned Alexander pitched pretty good for a while, 5 1/3, and then 5 hits, 3 earned runs, which is okay. He would have 6, but he didn't. Now the difference in the game was that the Red Sox bullpen, mainly Whitlock, Garrett Whitlock, 4 hitless innings, 39 pitches.
39 pitches, 28 of those were strikes.
Yes, so a lot of that is on him. Some of it is also on the failure for the Tigers hitters to be able to get a hit, get on base, except for one walk with Candelario. So, and the Tigers bullpen did not do their job. Barnes came in and he couldn't get Alexander out of that jam. Alex Lang picked bad. Joe Jimenez pitched good. But that was the story of the game. You can say, well, their bullpen was better than ours. Well, it's because of one guy.
Well, yeah, because
Garrett Whitlock. He was great. Look, I'll take that start from Alexander in most games.
last 2 outs in the 6th inning were hard to come by.
Yes, it would have been nice to win the game and win the series and have 2 in a row, but today is the rubber match.
Yes, they still have a chance to win that series.
Yes, they do. As one of 2 E-Rods on the team, Eduardo Rodriguez. You think they call Edwin Rodriguez E-Rod too?
Probably. Why not?
Because how would you differentiate them?
Well, I mean, they both came from different places, so I'm sure that they both go by the same nickname. Whether, the Tigers may call them something
Right, that's what I'm
different
talking
now,
Yes.
but when somebody says E-Rod, I bet you they both look.
Probably.
Yeah.
Just Tony, you mentioned the hitting. They have 30 hits this year.
Not going to get the job done.
But if your name is not, let's see, Meadows or Baez, the rest of the team has 18 hits. That's pathetic.
I know.
Yeah.
You gotta get the bats going here, man. This can't continue into late April.
And Meadows they gave him a day off yesterday.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Meadows and Baez each have 6 hits apiece. And the others 18 total for the team. They are walking. I mean,
Right.
18 walks is pretty solid through 6 games.
Yes.
It's just frustrating. It's like, I think the bottom of the 7th inning lasted 3 minutes.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it was amazing how quick they went 1, 2, 3. And I know the bullpen has its things. We got into this yesterday.
I know.
I'm not defending them
No,
as much as I'm saying hold accountable the other things.
Exactly.
When you don't get a hit the last 5 innings, that's just unacceptable.
All right, that's on you as well as Garrett Whitlock, which is great.
Yeah.
Here's a guy. We praised the fact that Akil Badu was a terrific Rule 5 draft guy.
Yeah.
This guy Whitlock was Rule 5. I mean, he might turn into the best Rule 5 signing anywhere. They just signed a multi-year extension. So, like we said, it's Eduardo Rodriguez against his former team tonight. Evaldi goes for the Boston Red Sox. I should say this afternoon, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right here on 97.1 a ticket. And his Gov has called me in the past. TCS, ticket checking Stoney. There are tickets available. The only reason I did this is because I was looking at the schedule. I wanted to find out exactly who was pitching. And when you go on ESPN, when they have the schedule,
Yeah.
the pitching matchup, and there's a little click for tickets, and it said tickets from $2. So I clicked. You can get, obviously, upper deck seats for $2 tonight.
Really?
But you can get pretty damn good seats, too, for like as low as $20.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, really good seats. So, you have to brave the elements. When's the...
I was going to say, when's the makeup? Yeah.
Yeah, when's the thunderstorms and all that crap coming in?
Just about game
Our
time.
meteorologist, Tom Milliken.
Just about game time. You could be looking at a game that starts sometime after 3 o'clock today and ends like 8.
Or you
Dog
could...
and
I
gator
think they waited
hanging
out
by
today.
a thread.
It's a day game, both teams obviously travel after.
That's the last time they
But
play
the Red Sox
here.
don't come back in, and with all this stacked doubleheaders this year, I
Yes.
think they wait this one out.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be a night game.
Until the rain goes away and they have 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Yes. The other bad news, besides the fact that the Tigers lost, Robbie Grossman. Well, groin tightness.
Yeah.
You know how painful that could be. Well, you do, John, because you played sports, real sports. That's what I was
Yes,
referring to.
it could be tough.
Sure. So MRI possibility. So we'll find out hopefully from AJ when he talks to us at 8 o'clock if we know how serious that injury is. It's going to be a few days.
A minimum, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and if it's a pull, God forbid it would be a tear, obviously it could be a lot longer. So hopefully AJ has that answer and can share it with us.
The Red Wings lost to the Ottawa Senators at the LCA 4-1. You didn't see the game. You didn't miss much, but it wasn't as one-sided as the score. 2 empty net goals by Ottawa at the end. Grice played pretty well. Bertuzzi, he's got, 27 now, I think, so it'll be nice for him to get 30, but a loss to a struggling team as well. They've had the Wings number the last few games. So, anyway, Wings lose 4-1. NBA playoffs began last night. Now this is like the Gator, the 163. Did that game count as a playoff game? Because the stats didn't. Does this play-in game count as an NBA playoff game? I think it should. I think it's interesting, and we'll get into more of that coming up next. But we'll let you know who won, what it means, coming up next. 97.1.
Hey, I want to tell you about Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. These days, buy buying or leasing your next vehicle has changed quite a bit, and you want to go to a dealer you know you can trust, which is why you should go see my friends Bill and Tim and their entire team over at Southfield. If your lease is almost up, you can custom order your next vehicle at Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with their 3-step remote start program. It's super simple. Step 1, set an appointment with the inventory specialist. Step 2, pick out your vehicle and all the options that you want on it. Step 3, order your vehicle and take delivery within 4 to 6 weeks. It's really that simple. Don't miss the Jeep Celebration event going on right now, where you can get the John Jansen deal on a new 2022 Jeep Compass starting at only $279 a month. And if you mention my name when you order your new car, the guys at Southfield, I mentioned it, they got a great team over there. They're going to throw in a $500 gas card to go along with it. Whether you live in Northville, Berkeley, Detroit, or Dearborn Heights, you're just a short drive away from the best car buying experience you are ever going to have. Visit them online at southfieldchrysler.com. And remember, all roads in all towns lead to Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at 11.5 and Telegraph.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Henry Ford College. Looking for a career-focused education in 2 years or less? At Henry Ford College, their 1-year and 2-year programs get you ready for big things. They also offer 4-year options like culinary school and dozens of transfer programs. Get ready for your future at Henry Ford College. Visit hfcc.edu. We have a crash on southbound M53 between Clinton River and Utica Road. Traffic there heavy from M59. Drivers can head west on M59 and use Van Dyke Ave to get around those backups. I'm Julia Deal with traffic.
Hey, the NBA play-in tournament, there's no sure thing except one. Bet at least $20 in same-game parlays on FanDuel Sportsbook, and you'll get an instant bonus, win or lose. That's right. Not only do you get to enjoy the NBA's best duking it out for the right to advance to the playoffs, but FanDuel's giving all customers a bonus for getting in on the action. Oh, and the more you bet, the bigger your bonus. FanDuel is an official partner of the NBA. The app is safe, easy to use, and you get your winnings fast. New to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up with the promo code Doug to make every moment mean more. And if you are new to sports gaming, what I like about the FanDuel Sportsbook app is it's easy to understand, it's easy to navigate. So don't just watch the NBA play-in tournament, be a part of it. Bet at least $20 in same-game parlays and get an instant bonus, win or lose. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. Bonus issued. It's now withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Maximum bonus $100. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of 97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. Did you know that in the past year alone, home values have increased by 20%? Let Hall Financial tap into your home equity by consolidating some lingering debt or taking some cash out for some projects around the house. Call 866-CALL-HALL right now, or you can chat with us online at callhallfirst.com. Home values are at an all-time high. Look into tapping into your home's equity today.
Hall Financial, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 1467435.
Hackers have been in the news a lot lately, shutting down many high-profile firms while demanding millions in ransom to unlock their data. What hasn't been in the news are the thousands of small to medium-sized businesses that have been subjected to hackers and their data held hostage. That's where NetSmart Plus from Applied Imaging enters the picture. NetSmart Plus from Applied Imaging, a name Michigan and Northern Ohio businesses have trusted for 3.5 decades to help them be more competitive and keep them secure. After contacting Applied Imaging's IT division, NetSmart Plus, they will immediately perform a security assessment, recommend enhancements, provide your employees with security awareness training, and consistently address evolving security threats. Act now. Don't allow hackers to paralyze your business. Contact Applied Imaging today for your free guide on how to identify ransomware threats and keep your network secure. Call 800-521-0983 or visit appliedimaging.com.
Parents, do you want your child's shoes to fit perfectly? Then you need to get your kids Skechers Stretch Fit shoes. Because Skechers Stretch Fit shoes are so comfortable and so stretchy, they easily slip on and fit almost like a sock. Your child is constantly moving and constantly growing, so they need a shoe that moves with them. And Skechers Stretch Fit's soft, stretchable material contours to their busy feet. It's a perfect fit. And not only do they fit like a dream, they perform like one too. Skechers Stretch Fit keeps your child's feet comfortable all day long. With Skechers' exclusive air-cooled memory foam and a breathable stretch fit knit, your child will be playing, studying, or just hanging out. Plus, you'll love just how durable they are. Stretch Fit is designed to take everything your child can throw at them. And if they get dirty, just pop them in the washing machine. It's that easy. Give your kids perfect comfort that adjusts to them with Skechers Stretch Fit shoes. Find them at a Skechers store near you, Skechers.com, or wherever kids' shoes are sold.
We're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you. And all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, we're the ones who get it done.
Your opinion matters. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. Book your stay at the D by visiting thed.com. The D Las Vegas, the home for Detroit sports in Vegas. 97.1 The Ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
Swinging a slicing drive down the right field line. That's trouble, and that ball is fair ball into the corner. We've got a tie game. Up for the ball, Rami Grossman and J.D. Martinez cruises into second. Devers trots home. 3-3 game here in the sixth. J.D. looks just as good as ever.
Yeah, that was the play we were talking about. 5-3, the Red Sox go on to win the game. A.J. Hinch will join us at 8 o'clock. He said plenty of tickets, cheap tickets available to River Park, but Mother Nature may not be our friend today, especially if you think about going outside to Comerica Park. I mentioned playing games last night began. It's the first time they've done this, and part of the reasons the NBA did this is to incentivize more teams to try to make the playoffs as opposed to tanking to get lottery. And I think it worked.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the format, the way they do it, where you have two teams playing. You know, you have 10 teams, and obviously 8 make the main draw. So, like last night, you had the Nets playing the Cavaliers, which was basically like 7 versus 10.
7 versus 8.
7 versus 8. Okay, so you're right. 7 versus 8. So the Nets win 115-108. Kyrie was unbelievable in the first half. I don't think he missed a shot. He was 12 for 15 overall. He had 34. KD had 25. Oh, by the way, the Nets had these bench players, guys who, I mean, not necessarily all of them were bench players, but Bruce Brown and Andre Drummond. 33 points. Remember those guys? Anyway, seriously. So the
You want him back?
Pardon?
Do you want him back?
No. Bruce Brown was a decent player, but I understood. The Nets and the Cavs, they both will go on. See, so the Nets win the battle and become the 7th seed. They win that game to become the 7th seed.
Yes.
And they will take on the Boston Celtics over the weekend. It'll start. The Cavaliers, because they were still would have qualified as the 8th seed, they have a chance to become the real 8th seed, even though they lost. They will play the winner of the 9-10 game, which is tonight between the Atlanta Hawks and the Charlotte Hornets.
Right.
So last night was not one and done.
No, it's a true play-in.
Yeah.
And if you lose, and if you're in that 7-8 spot, you lose, you got one more shot.
Right, that's why you earned it, as opposed to the 9-10 game, which is
one and
win or
done.
go home, one and done. Out west, Minnesota over the Clippers, 109-104, despite Karl Anthony Towns having a bad game, got in foul trouble, had only 4 points at the half, finished with 11. But the Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, he is getting better and better his second year. Great player. D'Angelo Russell. Ant-Man had 30. Russell had 29. So the Clippers now, they lost. They'll play the winner of tonight's Western Conference 9-10, which is between the Pelicans and the Spurs. Now, there's kind of talk that if the Pelicans can advance, Zion, will he be ready to play?
Oh, will he be back? Because we can see in the playoffs could have Zion and Ben Simmons.
It could. I don't think. Well, they're both a little different situations,
Right.
But yes, it could. I don't anticipate it. But you never know. And so with the win, the Timberwolves will now take on the Memphis Grizzlies, which should be a real interesting series. Two really good young teams. Obviously, Memphis, the second seed. I haven't checked on the health status of John Morant, but he hasn't played in a while.
No.
And they haven't missed a beat. And it's actually not just the missed games, but the fact that the Grizzlies' record without him is incredible. It's kind of taken him out of the MVP consideration.
It shouldn't. I understand why, the perception that if you can win without him, maybe he wasn't that important. But I think when they'll find out how important he is when they get in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I think the bigger story for that is the fact that, he missed over 20-some games.
Yeah.
And most MVP candidates
don't miss 20 games.
That's why Kevin Durant probably will not be. He'll get some votes, but Durant shouldn't be considered for MVP because he missed too many games.
No, he'll still be the best player in the NBA, but not necessarily the MVP.
Now, I have, and you have, and everybody here has seen some strange things in basketball. I didn't know about this till I came in today because I didn't stay up that late to watch the Minnesota Clippers game.
Yeah.
There was a woman, John, who had to be taken from the game because she glued herself to the floor during the game.
She was protesting the killing of some chickens, I believe it was, because there was an outbreak of bird flu, or there was a concern of bird flu, whatever. She was protesting something, and she ran on the floor underneath the hoop and smacked her hand down on the floor. And originally, and we have the, I believe we have the audio from that. Oh, we don't have the audio? No. They thought that was one of the stadium workers that had fallen down.
Right.
Like, they all come out, running out, trying to wipe down the floor. They thought somebody just fell down, so they're attending to this person. And then all of a sudden, upon closer look, she had applied glue to the palm of her hand, smacked it down on the floor, and said, I'm not going anywhere. I don't know how they actually removed her hand from the floor, but there's a picture later in the article that I saw where there's a nice big handprint. And I'm wondering if that was just the glue or if that was the first couple layers of skin along with it.
Yeah. Well, the owner of the majority owner of the Timberwolves, Glenn Taylor, has a chicken farm.
Okay, that's the...
Yes, and that farm recently killed a large amount of its chickens due to bird flu. So her shirt read, Glenn Taylor roasts animals alive.
Well, she's obviously never had lobster.
And
I mean, what's the weirdest thing you've seen at a game?
It's okay, though.
I was at a national championship game. It was one of the Clemson-Alabama matchups, and sitting in the stands, I saw the precursor to a streaker running down the steps and didn't make the field and hadn't gone completely naked yet, but was stripping down on the way down, and everybody was kind of obviously enthralled in the game, but when something like that happens, it draws the attention.
I'll tell you something that's kind of similar to what this woman did, but it wasn't in a game.
Yeah.
And I'll explain that after Heather's news. What's up, Heather?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Well, there was some tragic news out of Brooklyn yesterday. There was a man that set off some smoke grenades in this crowded subway car, and then he opened fire. 10 people were shot and more than 20 people were injured. Thankfully, no one has died and no one's injuries are thought to be life-threatening. So that is the good news. The NYPD has identified a person of interest, and now authorities are offering a huge $50,000 reward for any information that can lead to him. This took place early morning during rush hour, right? So it caused a lot of panic. It sparked a lot of chaos. Here is one man who was actually in the subway at the time describing what it was all like.
The same gentleman that was next to me, he was telling people to take slow breaths to try to calm them down. There was people just panicking, focusing on getting out, trying to push themselves out. My mask was black with smoke, both sides. You can't use it anymore. That's how sick the smoke was. Couldn't see anything. Eyes were burning.
Yeah, it was the D train, and the stop where it took place was a subway stop right near the Brooklyn Nets training facility, and a lot of the Nets staffers take that D train and get off there all the time. So the Nets were really shaken up when they found out after shoot around what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Because they could hear helicopters during their practice and all that stuff.
Yeah. thankfully, you said nobody was killed.
Yes.
Not life-threatening. I mean, thankfully nobody lost their life, but can you imagine the horror that these people are going to have to live with?
I cannot at all. I can't even begin to imagine it, John. I cannot imagine at all. Comedian and actor Gilbert Gottfried, who was really known for his voice, his crude jokes, he has passed away. He was 67 years old, so not that old, still fairly young. His family shared the news on Twitter, writing that they were heartbroken to announce that he passed away after a long illness. His publicist did share that he had this rare genetic muscle disease that can also trigger a dangerously abnormal heartbeat. Now, for me, there's two roles that really stand out that I will always remember him in. The first one is the first time I ever saw him was in Problem Child. Yes. Which was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. Problem Child and Problem Child 2. I watched it over and over. Mr. Peabody, he played. And then Iago from Aladdin, his voice.
Oh, well, there was so many other things. He played this weird character. Sid Bernstein from the first Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes.
And I remember from like old Saturday Night Lives. He was also one of the first persons to suffer from cancel culture because he was the Aflac duck originally.
Yeah.
And then he had some joke or whatever, so that I don't remember what it was that was insensitive, so Aflac pulled him. Remember they had the whole contest to find a new duck. One of the funny, if you want to, we can't play it on the air, unfortunately. If you want to hear something really funny, because, Gilbert Gottfried, everybody knows his voice. He does this thing, Gilbert Gottfried reads out loud 50 Shades of Grey. It is dirty and hysterical because he's just reading from the book, and it is just unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Yes.
You guys, Greenfield Village, it reopens this weekend to kick off the 2022 season, so if you're looking for something to do when the weather is nice, get out there with the whole family. If you're a member, you can get exclusive access on Friday, the 15th, so you can get in there a day early. And for the first time in 22 years, there's a new permanent addition that has been added. It's called the Historic Detroit Central Market. So that's pretty cool. There's going to be Easter theme events all weekend. The Easter Bunny will be there, so go out and have a good time. I used to love Greenfield Village when I was little.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the school trip that everybody used to take. I don't know if they still... I don't think that they still do. At least not a lot of them.
I would hope so. I would think so. But I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure some do, but I just remember that was kind of the go-to for everyone. And I don't think my kids... I've taken them, but I don't think they've gone with the school.
All right. Thank you very much, Heather. All right, coming up next, I'll explain, and we'll take your phone calls at 248-539-9797. Weirdest things you've ever seen in a sporting event after last night's adventure in Minnesota. And John's favorite initials, GTM, are now STT.
Oh.
I'll explain. 97 on the team.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet Rivers Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet Rivers Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Pro basketball play-in tournament tonight in the East. Atlanta, 5-point home favorite against Charlotte. Total 236. Atlanta minus 190 on the money line. Charlotte plus 160. We've got two really bad defenses in this game. You can see that by the total sitting at 236. And with two bad defenses, I think extreme outcomes come into play where I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte won small or big. Atlanta won small or big. So with that being said, why not play an extreme outcome here and take Charlotte to win the game? Charlotte at plus 160 on the money line. I think all outcomes are possible. So give me Charlotte plus 160 to go into Atlanta and win the Eastern Conference play-in. That's it for this Bet Rivers Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet Rivers Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
If you're a small business, there are lots of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. But when you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose fiber solutions with speeds up to 10 gigs available to more small businesses than any other provider. That's virtually everywhere we serve. The choice is clear. Get unbeatable business solutions from the most innovative company. Comcast Business. Powering possibility.
April Fools.
22 Auto Draft, Detroit selects Moran Chevrolet. Score big when you buy your new Chevy from Moran Chevrolet. If you're looking for safety, check out the new Equinox with advanced safety tech. If you like sleek and sporty, then the Chevy Blazer is in your game plan. Or go big with the new Silverado Crew Cab. MoranExpress.com lets you search inventory or configure your pick. It's car shopping the easy way at Moran Chevrolet on Gratiot north of 15 Mile in Clinton Township. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Heard you're buying a car. What's this Capital One Auto Navigator?
Dad, I found my car online and got pre-qualified instantly. Didn't even impact my credit score.
Sounds too easy.
It's just easy. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/Auto Navigator.
BetMGM is pitching baseball fans a chance to swing for the fences. Register using code RICO200 and win $200 in free bets when you place a $10 moneyline wager on any major league game and either team hits a home run, regardless of your bet's outcome. Enjoy baseball like never before with BetMGM at your fingertips all season long. Sign up today and find out why nothing beats a win at the King of Sportsbooks. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You got to be 21 years or older to wager. Michigan only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards are issued as non-withdrawal for free bets through site credits. Free bets expire 7 days from being issued. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
This hour gets the feedback brought to you by Michael Burrow of National Benefit Plans. Call 877-734-2200.
Get the latest sports news and inside information about Michigan and Michigan State on the 5 Star Zone with Rico Beard. Download it today on the Odyssey app. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
KJ Hinch will join us at 8 o'clock. 7:30 is back time. Charles Davis, CBS Sports analyst. He had a mock draft a few weeks ago for NFL.com. He'll be in town tomorrow emceeing the big draft celebration. We're getting the drafts. Dell will be there. A lot of dignitaries. The mayor will be there. Rory will be there. The cheerleaders, Lion Legends.
I did a little video clip for you.
Did you?
Keep your eye on the board.
Wow.
Little video clip.
You're a legend. You're a Lion legend.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get into your other team in a minute. You're a legend. We were talking about in the Timberwolves-Clippers game last night, a woman in protest of Glenn Taylor's chicken farm. Glenn Taylor, the owner of the Timberwolves, killing some chickens because of bird flu. She glued herself to the floor during the game.
Yes.
And they had to get her out of there. And so, Johnson, the weirdest thing you ever saw in a game was like a streaker.
Yeah.
About to be a streaker.
About to be a streaker, yes. And tackled before they could get on the field.
This doesn't count in a weird way, because it's not a sporting event. But a friend of mine, we were at a bar that was closing. A bar that we really loved.
Yeah.
They had a lease problem, and they wanted to stay, and the landlords would let them stay. So on the last night, she handcuffed herself to, like, a rail. She didn't want to leave the bar. So they had to come and fight. Really, I mean, I love this place, too, but, you know.
But it was her place, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just, hey, it's a final statement.
Yes,
she knows that it's not going to last, but they're going to make a final last stand.
Doug in Livonia, what's going on?
Yeah, hi guys. Yeah, the worst thing I ever saw was at a Lions game. This had to be like 20 years ago. This guy put a cigar in his mouth, and I'm watching him, and because I'm thinking he's going to light up, and then I was going to tell him that you can't smoke in there, you know. He ate it. He ate the cigar, and then took another one and put it in his mouth, and ate that cigar, and during the process of the game, he ate several cigars.
Yeah.
It was one of the most disgusting, strangest things I ever saw at this point.
How long did it take him to down one cigar?
They were regular size cigars. I would say just regular. I would say half hour.
Wow. Because I've known people to chew on cigars.
Oh, my father, once he stopped smoking cigars, he would just buy a decent cigars, chew on them, and they'd sit there in his ashtray and be all, liquidy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gross.
I was shocked. I was shocked. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
The Lions drive people to do weird things. Eating cigars. Did you ask him why?
No, I didn't have the nerve to ask him. I thought, my God, this guy is one of the strangest people I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, anyway, I just want to say something to John, though. We have the same birthday.
Oh, okay, January 28th.
Yeah, I was born January 28th, and believe it or not, also 77 holds a special part in my life. That was my draft number for Vietnam. I was in college, so I didn't get drafted. But number 77 has come up in my life several times. So anyway, that was your number, right?
Yes, it was.
Washington.
Yeah, no, it was my number in college. Yeah, I was 76 at Washington, but 77 in college. Thanks, Doug.
And number one in our hearts here at 97 won the ticket.
Yes.
That's right. All right, speaking of Washington, we've joked a little bit over the past few months about the owner of your former team.
Yes.
That he fought for a long time the name change.
Yeah.
About the Redskins, because that's what he was a Washingtonian, grew up rooting for the Hogs and Joe Gibbs. Those were his idols and things like that. Dan Snyder. And finally, under immense pressure, they changed the name to Washington Football Team, and then this year they announced it to be Washington Commanders. And the lack of success that they've had, a couple of playoff appearances, but that's about it, under his realm, and a franchise that had waiting lists for season tickets when I was there at RFK Stadium for thousands of people. It was just, Washington was a one-sport town, even if they had 4 sports. What's happened to that franchise is it's sad, even though I can't stand it. It is very sad.
Yeah.
But he was your boss, and you liked him.
Yeah, because
why?
He was GTM.
GTM, good to me. Right now, GTM should be STT, sell the team.
Be careful when you say that, STT.
Yeah, I was careful. And yesterday, congressional investigation shows that if he doesn't sell the team, he may be seeing time in prison.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what the owners do, because the owners are the only ones that can vote him out and make him sell the team, and that's a completely different scenario and situation. It's a weird situation as to what they would possibly do, but this is, and you mentioned it, a franchise that has a very proud fan base. And it used to be even bigger than it is now because you didn't have the Carolina Panthers. So it was basically from New York and Philly all the way down.
Oh, before even, obviously you're too young, but you don't even remember when the Falcons came in as an expansion team.
Oh, yeah.
The Redskins were the team of the whole Eastern Seaboard,
Nashville,
from Delaware, from down. Yeah, all the way down.
Yeah, and expansion has eaten into the fan base a little bit, but it was, and I remember being there, and it's interesting because the guy that testified, Jason Friedman, I saw the name in the article last night, and I'm like, wait, Jason Friedman, I think I know that guy. And so I pulled out the phone, and he was the guy that I was used to go through and get my tickets for the family to sit in, and great dude. It was interesting to see his name in the article, but they used to have a waiting list of like 25, 30 years was the estimate.
Yeah.
Of how long you'd have to wait for season tickets. Now, they can't even sell it out.
Right, now.
And this is, he bought the team in 99, right after I was drafted.
Well, he knew. He had to own John Jansen.
Yes.
So, but not to give everything, there's a whole laundry list. Basically, what he's being accused of doing is taking receipts from games and not dividing them with the other owners, hiding profits and putting them in other places, like saying that they went for a Kenny Chesney concert, or for this event, or for a Notre Dame, a Navy game that was played at FedEx Field. Just basically, for lack of a better word, embezzling money.
from his other owners.
Yes.
And those owners, they're really rich for a reason. And they don't, even if it's a minuscule amount, like they don't let things go. No. And it'll be interesting to see what they do, because we talk about, I don't remember what the number was. It was like $5 million over the past, I don't know, 6-7 years. But, and that may, to everybody else, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
To owners who are seeing checks come in from, all of the broadcast rights, the advertising, we're talking about billions instead of millions. You would think that, well, maybe they wouldn't notice it. And that's what Dan Snyder is thinking. But
right. But Jason Friedman, investigations,
Well, and this investigation
started from all the sexual stuff, right? Isn't that why they were investigating?
Yes, they went in, they started investigating, they started interviewing employees, and then, they would it was like a little crumb that would lead to something else. And it's all starting to crumble, because once your antenna is up, now you start looking and you go back to everything that everyone has ever said in an interview, or in talking to, whether it's the FBI, the feds, to local police. You start looking at those in a completely different light. Oh, what did they mean by this?
And here's the other thing: all these owners, the other NFL owners, and not all of them, so you have to think that Dan Snyder is not the only one who's doing a little, shady bookkeeping, so to speak.
Yeah, and it's probably one of those things where it's not necessarily illegal. It's just probably not the right thing to do. And I'm not talking about what Dan Snyder did,
right.
But some of the owners are probably saying, I'm going to move this over here. That it's not really illegal, but it's probably, in terms of my business partners, which are the other 31 owners of NFL teams, not the right thing to do. But I need a new car, or I need a new hotel, something. I mean, there's different ways that they move things around to hide some profits.
Does it, look, whenever we see something that we helped, I wouldn't say build, because they were obviously, but you worked for whatever, that you had really good memories. Is it sad for you to be good?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Oh, just heading down to American.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Did you get a late start today?
No. I started about 8:30 or 6:30. I punched in. It's about what time I do every day.
Oh, I figured, I'm used to you clocking in at like 5:45.
No. It's about time to switch back, but yeah, during the summer I usually do. I punch in because it's lighter, but
yeah,
with the time change, it moved me back a little bit. But
yeah,
it's about time. It's starting to get light enough where I could start a little earlier again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what are you doing?
All right, I'm over on 7 Mile right now. I'm going to start working on some of these just because it's like a 2 mile segment. So I have a feeling if I just let Manny do this, it'll take him 4 days to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start over here. If you want to do before pictures on American, go ahead. If not, don't worry about it. I can always circle back there later today.
Okay.
I just kind of wanted to jump on some of these 7 Mile ones, since that's pretty much what Nick was messaging about. So.
Okay.
Try and get ahead on them. And like I said, Manny will be out here all day with this 2 mile long segment and like 30 jobs. So.
Alrighty.
How was your night?
Pretty good. Didn't do anything.
Yeah, just relaxed.
Yeah.
Nice.
A little wore out.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, man. I'll let you get back to driving. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know if you get that done over there. If not, I'll see you back.
All right, sounds good.
All right, man. Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Learn more about any of these programs or just more about Level One Bank and what they can offer you, go to level1bank.com. or give my buddy Dan Irvin a call at 866-707-LOAN. That's 866-707-LOAN. Level One Bank is a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by NECA IBEW Local 58. Put the expertise and skill of NECA signatory contractors and IBEW electricians to work on your commercial, public, industrial, or residential construction project. Productivity and innovation matter. Learn more at poweringmichigansfuture.com. We have a crash on southbound M53 between Clinton River and Utica Road. It looks like the southbound side might be closed. Backups to 23 Mile. Take M59 west to Van Dyke Ave instead. I'm Julia Deal with traffic.
Text the ticket now. Ticket text 248-539-9797.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Commanders owner Daniel Snyder has long been a wanted man. Certain powerful individuals in the NFL and the government have now painted a laser target on him. Congressional investigators have just referred Snyder's financial shenanigans to the Federal Trade Commission. His forced sale of the franchise now seems to be inevitable. Somebody wants this guy. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage? Keep your engine at its best with clean oil from Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic. Got an older vehicle? Use Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic High Mileage. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $35.99. Get what you need for better fuel efficiency at any of our 6,000 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income.
10,460.
A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services number NYSE SIPC.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk. Charmin Ultra Strong just cleans better. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers. Come rain or shine, the job must get done. And you're the one who makes it happen. We get you, Jackie in Fresno, putting your employee safety first. And Manny in Chattanooga, whose local Ranger team knows him by name. We're here for you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support and access to product specialists to help you find what you need. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We've all been to quite a few fundraisers over the years, and in many cases, it's because someone has passed away or is very ill. It's why having affordable life insurance is an absolute must. And this is where my agent, Mike Prefer, National Benefit Plan, steps up. Mike shops over 70 different carriers across the country to get you the best possible rate. We're only a doctor visit away from, well, maybe being uninsurable. So call Mike today, 877-734-2200, or on the web at nbphealth.com. Remember, National Benefit Plans would like to be your health and life insurance agency for a lifetime.
Go all in, Detroit. The Motor City 313 Guarantee No Limit Hold'em Poker Tournament is happening April 28th through May 1st at Motor City Casino. Play for a share of $313,000 guaranteed. Visit MotorCityCasino.com for details.
Breaking news on 97.1 The Ticket is brought to you by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo.